Ian Blackford, a familiar face in the House of Commons, not least of all during Prime Minister's questions, where he's grilled, I think, by my maths, 5 different Prime Ministers during his time as leader of the SNP in Westminster.
And in a few days, Jane, we will have a new face doing that grilling. Certainly one SNP MP has told me in the last few minutes that this was a long time coming. Certainly I've heard murmurings for many months that Ian Blackford may be challenged at the annual general meeting of the SNP, that of course due next week. Why? Well, his party, certainly in Westminster, does seem to be pretty divided, and the job is very difficult. His colleagues concede. One has described it as herding cats, partly because they are perpetually in opposition. There's no chance of being a minister in London. Of course, there is an opportunity to do that in Edinburgh if you're on MSP, and there are certainly challenges. There has, though, been criticism of Mr Blackford's handling of one particular issue. That was the whole farrago surrounding Patrick Grady, the former chief whip of the party, who was accused of sexual misconduct, eventually suspended for the House of Commons for 2 days for a sexual advance in 2016 at a colleague. The controversy with Mr Blackford is that he was said to have told colleagues that they should give Mr Grady, quotes, their absolute full support, criticised significantly for that approach. Certainly some within the party have welcomed this move, including Joanna Cherry, an SNP MP and long-time critic of some of the SNP leadership. She has said in a tweet, "I'm pleased to hear this, pleased to hear Mr Blackford is stepping down. It's time for fresh leadership and tolerance of debate and diverse viewpoints. I hope the SNP Westminster Group will now be left to choose our new leader without outside interference and in accordance with our standing orders." Now, who will take over from Ian Blackford? Certainly it seems possible that Stephen Flynn, who is a young SNP MP, could be one of the favourites. He's just 34 years old, the shadow business, energy and industrial strategy spokesperson for the party, seen as a rising star. I have been told some believe he had the numbers to challenge Ian Blackford and therefore will go ahead and put himself forward next week. That has yet to be confirmed by Mr Flynn or his team. It also, I think, will raise, Jane, questions about Nicola Sturgeon's own leadership, because, of course, as new talent comes forward, there is this perpetual question over how long Nicola Sturgeon will stay as SNP leader. She's intimated she wants to stay until at least the next general election or even the Holyrood elections, but she has been in power for 8 years, and that is behind the scenes a discussion that is constantly taking place. As for Ian Blackford, he's due to take a different role, a less high-profile role, engaging with businesses in the SNP push for independence. He had said he wanted to be the final SNP Westminster leader, and Jane, in that particular aspiration, he has failed.